Hey everybody. So Jon David had a bad night last night. He was going through some withdrawals. Good news is they got him under control, and he pretty much after they gave him quite a bit of sedation, then everything kind of got back in check. And so the rest of the night was good after that, which that was early morning hours. And then going into today, has had a pretty good day. He has been slated for his first ERT, which should be happening somewhere around this time. Usually it's between 2 and 4. And then also they increased his feeds to 8 milliliters per hour, which is a good step forward. He seems to be tolerating the feeds really well. So that's a great thing because it means he's able to get more nutrition and that he's getting enough good blood flow to his gut that it is being able to digest it and move it along. Also, he is continuing his antibiotics, which more than likely the fever that he had the other day was just coming from withdrawals. However, they are doing it as a way to be cautious and make sure that there aren't any infections. They're also monitoring his white blood cell count and his inflammatory markers in case they kind of, tip off to say there is an infection. But right now everything is low. White blood cell count's low. The inflammatory markers are low. So he is good right now on that front. Excuse me. They also consulted with psych for delirium today, which we kind of thought that he would have some, being in the ICU for as long as he has and being on sedation and also the paralytic. It just kind of messes with you mentally in terms of messing up like your days and nights, especially for a baby. And there are times where, he's resting, but he's not sleeping. And so yes, his eyes are closed, but he's also like really sensitive to noise and things like that, which he shouldn't be that sensitive, especially given the amount of sedation he's on. And so psych has put him on some medication to help him with that. And so that has been something that was done today that is a good step in the right direction. He also discontinued his hydrocortisone, which is the drug that is for his kidneys. And so his kidneys have been doing better. And so they've DC'd that, discontinued it, meaning stopping it. So that way he will be picking up kind of his own renal function, which again, that's a good thing. It's a good step in the right direction. It means his kidneys are improving. And then he also had a consult from plastic surgery, which I think was actually yesterday, and I forgot to put it in here. But it's because his left arm, the perfusion into there is relatively deep, and we all know it's going to scar and then kind of look gnarly. However, the medical team has said, somebody put in a referral for it, and then the medical team was like, yeah, it's not happening right now, which we all know why, because his heart takes priority. And that's kind of our thing was, my question was, is it functionally changing anything with his arm? And right now the answer to that is no. He still has function with his fingers. He can still move them, move his hand, move his arm. And so my thing is like, if we need to deal with that at a later date, sure we can, but if he still has function, we'll kind of move along and progress and focus on the things that are higher priority, such as making sure we monitor his heart and keep him in the best case scenario, trying to move forward with that, because that is the big thing that we need to focus on. So that has pretty much been his day. It's been relatively busy, and he's had a pretty good one. Hopefully he's passing his ERT right now, which is what we would all want. And if you are new to this and don't know what ERT stands for, it is his extubation readiness test, which is him testing to see how he's going to do coming off the ventilator. And this is the first one he's had in quite a while, since before he went on paralytic about 10 days ago. And before that, it was like another 7 days. So really in like the last 2+ weeks, he hasn't had an ERT that he has passed. He failed the last one he was on because that's when they kind of figured out that something wasn't quite right. And that's what led us to the cath lab, getting a cath and finding out that his aorta was smaller, which leads us to now. Now, that is Jon David's day. Hunter's day. Hunter also did not have a very good night, which if y'all saw the video yesterday, you saw the amount of icing that was on his face. We knew that he had eaten 2 cupcakes. We did not know that he had eaten 4. And he also got some cake in there. And then y'all saw that he had ice cream with us earlier in the day. So yesterday was not a very light sugar day for him. To use his Aunt Cece's term, he went over his sugar limit. And we definitely found that out last night because he had tummy aches through the night. And so I planned on taking him fishing this morning. Because that's what he said he wanted to do. He wanted to go fishing and crabbing. And I told him if he'd been a good boy, like at the rehearsal and the wedding, that I would take him. And then time-wise, we were thinking it would work out to go this morning and then have a nap and then go to the wedding. But his tummy aches had a whole different plan, so it kept us awake through quite a bit of the night. And so kind of pivoted plans. Was like, look, if you're still a good boy at the wedding, I'll take you this evening. And so he actually did a really good job at the wedding. We had some fears there for a little while because while we were getting ready, like for pictures, things like that, he was having some, I guess meltdowns probably be the best word, three-year-old tantrums. And so he got through that, got to the wedding part, actually did phenomenal, walked down the aisle, stood up there the entire time, like was good. We were very proud of him. And it was a beautiful wedding for Grace Anna and Elliot. And then left there, he took a nap on the way to the reception, and then had fun at the reception, was dancing with everybody, and just had a really good time. And then actually after all that, went to take him and fulfill the promise that I had told him. And I'd been telling him really for most of the winter, because he was asking, he kind of started getting a lot of interest in fishing and things like that during this past winter. And told him that this summer I was going to take him, and he wanted to go like deep sea fishing because he'd been watching Outdoor Boys and he saw him on the boats, and told him that I would take him surf fishing and things like that. And then he's really gotten into like watching crabs and wanting to do crabbing. And so I told him we were going to do that tonight. And so the best spot that I've had over the last several years has been at Topsail down at Serenity Point, which is a public land access point. And so it's about an hour and a half from our house. So after we got done with the reception, drove him out there, and then unfortunately did not realize that the town of Topsail has apparently closed that parking lot, which kind of don't see how with it being a state public land access point, but they closed it from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. So basically drove out there for nothing. My wife, being the wonderful person that she is, agreed to let us go out there with a net because he was really excited and wanted to at least do something, and I kind of felt like I owed him something, seeing as I had promised him all this and had no idea that they had made this local ordinance shutting down the parking lot. And so we did get a net and go out and catch some ghost crabs, which he thought was the most fun. And then he got really excited showing them back to Mallory, and he really wanted to eat them. And I told him we don't eat ghost crabs, we eat blue crabs. And so then he wanted to catch blue crabs, which we could not do because we couldn't stay. But that spot has done really well for both blue crabs and fishing over the years that I've gone and fished it and crabbed it. Because usually I set them out at the same time. And so that's why I kind of chosen that spot to take him, so we could do both and he kind of see both. And so, again, kind of infuriating and unfortunate that we made a 3-hour round trip for basically 10 minutes of running around on the beach and catching ghost crabs that we put back. But again, Mallory being the wonderful person she is, because the ordinance had signs up saying that we couldn't park there, we just hopped out, and then she just drove in circles until we were able to catch a few crabs, and then came back. He was able to show her a crab that he really was excited that he caught, and then we were able to come on back home. But we have learned our lesson. We can only go there during the day hours now. If I had known this, we were just going to Holden Beach, which was actually much closer to the house. But I was trying to take him somewhere that I knew we could do both the crabbing and the fishing at the same time. Holden Beach is more of just a fishing spot. So got to kind of expand out and find other spots. But, you know, I can't imagine what I've been doing with all my time this summer, not taking him and learning new spots for him. Sorry, I'm being sarcastic, but I really did feel like I owed it to him, especially since this is something he has shown so much interest in. And I had told him that if he had done a good job at the wedding, that I was going to go do this. But before moving on to the prayer request, just wanted to say congratulations to Grace Anna and Elliot on a phenomenal wedding, and also on the start of their marriage and new family. So congratulations to them. But if y'all would pray for these 3 things. 1, that Jon David's heart will, specifically the aorta, continue to hold out and allow him to grow until he gets to that next surgery. That his lungs will get stronger as they do these ERTs and wean down on the vents. That way he can get extubated and come off of the ventilator. And then pray for all of the kids and families who are battling CHD, because again, this is not an easy road for any of them, because again, congenital heart defects essentially require some form of reconstructive heart surgery, which is incredibly difficult on these little kids' bodies, and then also difficult on the families who are having to go through this with them, because it is an incredibly traumatic experience, whether that is you having 1 open heart surgery or 9. And so please just be in prayer for them. But that's all I've got for y'all tonight. Hope y'all continue to choose hope daily. Y'all have a good night and God bless. We're going to go get some sleep so we can go to church in the morning. Got what's in your hand?
This.
What is that?
It's a frog. I got him.
Okay, let's go put it. No. Let's put it back outside.
No, I'm gonna put him in that car.
No, he can't go in Mommy's car.
I'll catch a shark and keep it.
Okay.
A crab.
You gonna do what?
Catch a crab.
Catch a crab. Let me put you down so you can get him?
No.
Okay. Hey, look, what's in there? What's in there?
A crab. Hold me.
I got you, buddy. He's not going
Hey, go eat this crab.
That's it. Flip him over. Good. Let him go. Hunter, what do we get?
Better not get out. You're hurt me. You silly goose.
What is it?
It's a crab.
Where did you catch it?
We hold it. So let me hold it.
Here, you can hold it.
Where did you catch him?
So I'll put him in the door.
Where did you catch him?
We got her on the beach. He was way over there. What? Daddy told me to look at him.
I see him.
And Jon David, tell everybody bye-bye.